Hi everybody, it's Carol Clark.
And Alice Edgerton.
And we are here Fulfilled After 50, your podcast as your filling station for helping you attain the life you desire and deserve in this fabulous phase of our life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about a topic that we get a lot of questions about actually.
Yes. So if you have been anywhere on social media, in the gym, or out and about, you're going to hear the word macros.
Right.
Yes.
Your macros are your macronutrients, which your body needs. It's those that we ingest in relatively large amounts. And it's also what is all broken down into energy. And there's three primary macronutrients, and they include...
Protein, carbs, and fats.
That's right. So you've probably heard that a lot. And they're really important things to truly understand. And although a review of the entire macronutrient information is beyond this podcast, we just wanted to give you some helpful information from our personal experience, from those that we worked with, and to share with you some information that we think you'll find helpful, because we're all about practical tips you can use every single day.
Yes, because when you see on social media and you have information out there that is so overwhelming, everybody wants to put you in a box and it's a one-size-fits-all diet. Well, that's not the case, because we are not one size. We are not a fit-all kind of community.
Right.
We all have different things going on.
Right, and actually Alice and I, even the two of us, we approach it a little bit differently, and that's okay. The bottom line is finding what works for you, making sure that you're consulting with your physician, especially if you have a significant amount of weight to lose or other significant comorbidities or health problems, which tend to accumulate and to increase with increased amounts of weight and age and all that sort of thing. So do consult them, but we're going to give you sort of our take on macronutrients, and particularly we're going to focus on protein today.
Yes, but when you think about dropping weight, a lot of people will think about their caloric deficit. So they're thinking about taking in less calories to drop the weight. But guys, when you, if you're stepping on the scale, and if it says you have dropped 2 pounds, okay, there's a big difference in weight loss and fat loss.
Right.
So you can lose water weight, or you can lose muscle mass, which you don't want to do.
Right.
And then you can lose fat loss.
Right, which is good.
Right. That's what you want.
That's right. But if it was truly as simple as calories in, calories out, we wouldn't have this huge nutritional and dietetic and weight loss industry that's out there today. So it's not that simple. So let's get down to a little bit about protein.
Yes.
So protein is actually very essential for your body. It's broken down and it runs just about everything that happens in your body at your cellular level. So your body uses it second to second, day to day. It runs all your biochemical equations to help keep you alive and functioning. You actually can't survive without protein. They keep you alive. And it also, as an added benefit, protein is something that's really helpful for your satiety, or helping you feel full and that sort of thing. And so a lot of times it's not a matter of calories in, calories out. It's your combination of your macronutrients that you're taking in. And like we mentioned, it's protein, fats, and it is carbohydrates. So what we want you to do is, most people, their goal is to lose weight. We want you to be losing weight, but also maintaining your lean body mass, which drives your metabolism. And your lean body mass is built up by protein, adequate amounts of it, and also by resistance training, some building of your muscle.
Yes.
And we want to avoid muscle atrophy, because if people are just doing calories in, calories out, and not preserving their lean body mass, what ends up happening is your metabolism goes way down, and that's why you can't maintain that weight loss, and you end up going through this huge yo-yo.
Exactly. Yes. It's not about the calories that you're taking in, but it's about the breakdown of those calories that you are putting into your body. So we want you to be aware of everything that you are eating is really what your macros are about, because every food that you intake is going to have a macro. It's going to be really based on protein, fat, and carbs. Everything that you take in your body, if you think about it, is going to have a macro. But it is the quality of what you are ingesting in your body on how it breaks down.
Right.
So we want you to just create an awareness of what you are eating is what it really boils down to.
Exactly. And know that protein, you can't make protein in your body. The only way you can get protein for your body is to ingest it. And if you think about it, if you stop, let's say you're not eating fat, what tends to happen is you end up starting to go through your glycogen stores and you burn your own fat.
Right.
If you stop eating carbohydrates, you stop having that readily available glycogen for energy and you start breaking down your fat. Your
Right.
proteins, if you're not having enough protein, if you really start to break that down, that's your muscle that you're essentially breaking down. And you really don't want to get to that point. So you really
Right.
have to be getting in an adequate amount of protein.
Yes. So that's what we wanted to, talk to you guys about today is really you hear the word macros and we all have them. It's really not as complicated as it may seem. But if you are curious, there are lots of apps that you can put on your phone and it will break it all down for you. You have to figure out what is your calorie intake that you will really need to have to get to your goal. If it's a weight loss goal that you need, then you will input that into a calculator. You can Google it, honestly, and there's like calculators all over the place that you can put that in.
Right.
If you have MyFitnessPal, you can download that. That breaks it all down for you. There's another app, it's called LifeSum. And it has like a bar scanner on it. So if you have a container of yogurt, you scan it over there and it's going to break it all down for you. It makes it really simple on what you are putting in your body because really what Carol needs may be different than what I need. Her hormones may be at a different level than mine. So we want to be the healthiest that we can be and then be at the weight that we want to be also and not lose the muscle mass when we're losing the fat loss.
Right. And I have to say, we counsel, I know at the place of business where I also work, Center for Weight Loss Success, when we counsel people, it's different for everybody.
Exactly.
There is some general guidelines in terms of making sure that you're taking in an adequate amount of protein and less than that in terms of carbohydrates, but it can be very different for every single person.
Yes.
I know I work with even just my teenagers, my kids, when they'd say, Mom, you know how conscious they are. We don't focus on our weight at home.
Right.
But you're going to get those questions from your kids like, Mom, what can I do? You can obviously consult with some professionals, but my bottom line, what I used to tell them as a very simplified, this is totally simplified, you do want to talk with your own physician, but I would just say, look at a label and see how much protein is in there and how much carbohydrate, and make sure that the two are either equal or that the protein is significantly higher than the number of carbs.
Right.
If they just did that, they look at a bottle of macaroni or a box of macaroni and cheese and they'll be like, well, I'm not eating that.
Right.
They'll look at the chip bag and they'll be like, no, I think that's not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
And then the other simplified thing, I know you say this all the time too, is when you're shopping, this isn't rocket science, but stay around the outside of the grocery store.
Parameters.
Stay with Whole Foods, things that don't have a package, things that
Right.
don't have a lot of other things
Right.
mixed in with it. So those are some very simplified things, but you do want to monitor that and know that your protein is really important. It's also what's going to drive your satiety. What are your best sources for protein?
Well, for me and my family, it's always chicken and fish. If you are vegetarian, you're going to get that protein from hemp seeds, chia seeds. But again, it's like Carol says, always consult your physician. If you have different things, you may not be able to eat all those seeds that create the protein, but you can also get your protein from your beans, your lentils,
Right.
those sort of things.
Right. In our house, we're big on lean meats. We're big on fish, eggs, cheese. Those are probably our key sources for our protein.
Yeah.
Alice is the queen of prepping meals. I am a simple girl. She'll have these different ingredients, and she does. You have some simple, truly simple. But here's my deal. I just need a meat and a vegetable. That's what my kids get every night. They get a meat and a vegetable. If they want some sort of rice, then we may do it occasionally, or pasta. We don't really do that too much.
Yeah.
And they don't even expect it. We don't really have much bread in the house. I just focus on as long as I've got a meat and a vegetable
Right.
and a salad,
You're
and it's
good.
colorful.
It's balanced.
And if you look at most of the recipes, that's how
That's
yours
it.
are
That's
designed
it.
too.
Yes.
And may throw in some quinoa there or some, something like that, or kind of
Right.
fake it up a little bit with our rice cauliflower or our spaghetti squash instead of
Right.
noodles. There's so many creative things, and
It is.
it's become so easy out
It
there to
is.
find it readily available.
Yes.
So that's if you want to go the totally simplified version,
Right.
it's like have your meat, vegetable, and salad. And stick to some protein choices for your snacks.
Exactly.
And make sure that you're getting in more protein than you are definitely carbohydrate.
Yes, and go to our previous podcast on habits also, because just as Carol pointed out, it's like sometimes simple is always best, especially if you are just getting in the habit of healthy eating. Make it simple, make it repetitious.
Yep.
And just get in the habit of just having your lean protein, a vegetable, and a healthy fat. That's all you need to do. It doesn't need to be complex. Just make it really, really simple day in, day out until it just establishes a habit for you. But also remember, if you are an athlete, if you are a bodybuilder, your protein is going to be much, much different than somebody who is sedentary.
Right.
So that's why we really, really focus and drive home. It is customized to you and your daily habits.
That's right. That's right. And just as a general rule, you'll read in the literature, sometimes if you do a body composition, you'll get your lean body mass in pounds. And so there are some general guidelines out there. Obviously, consult with your physician. But you can take your lean body mass, divide it by 2. That's about how much protein you need if you're just maintaining. Divide it by 2 and multiply it times 1.5, and that's the minimum amount of protein that you should be taking in if you're on a weight loss plan.
Yes.
And even more than that, as Alice mentioned, if you're an athlete and trying to increase your muscle that much more. And your carbohydrates modify a lot, especially if you're a long distance runner or an athlete. So there's lots of guidelines out there that are readily available. You just want to
Yes.
make sure it's from a trusted source. And consult with your physician, but in the meantime, don't make it difficult. Keep
Right.
it simple. And you find, like, I can't possibly eat like that, but once you do it for a while, it becomes a habit, and it's just your normal way of life. You don't even have the other things in your house, or when you do, it's to enjoy a particular situation or
Right.
company that's coming to town or a special event, and then sometimes then once you're not used to eating it, it can actually not feel so hot either.
Yeah,
So sometimes that's a
exactly.
negative reinforcement, I know. But anyhow, we want you to have a healthy lifestyle and live that fulfilled life after 50. So
Exactly.
if you're not a member of our Facebook group, fulfilledafter5050.com, what the heck are you waiting for? It's a
right.
free group. Request to join. We'd love to have you there. It's a group of very supportive women. We also have membership sites for a more deep dive into living that fulfilled life after 50.
Yes.
Just go to fulfilledafter5050.com. Our retreat information is on there too.
Yes, it's exciting. We have our next retreat February 21st in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. So there's more information on that. But in our Facebook group also is where we post those healthy recipes also, where we give just encouragement and inspiration for you in there also. So hop on in. I don't know what you're waiting for.
That's
It's
right.
2019 now.
Right, and if you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, make sure you do so here.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day. Bye.